calm down very shortly. Let's get up to Alan.
Once again, Exorbitant playing up in stall 10. They're off. They've all got away okay for the Unibet British Stallion Studs EBF Novice Stakes out over 6 furlongs. In black and orange, Macaulay's Tavern is the first one to show. Quickly though, taken on to the outside in maroon by Alpha Zulu. Head of Witchy Eyes behind those, with Linwood Lad to the inside in the orange and red, picking up third, racing around the bend. Then came Majer to the outside of Mind That Ship against the running rail. In turn, a length in front of Peony. Behind Peony is Exorbitant. Toward the inside, the orange of the white cap is Milvis. And the back mark of the big outsider, Dame Laura Knight, as the field begins to turn to the top of the home straight. Macaulay's Tavern under James Doyle leading, shadowed into the home straight by Alpha Zulu and Oisin Murphy. Linwood Lad back in third. Head of Witchy Eyes behind those in the white jacket. Now been shaken up to the outside is Majer in the yellow. Then Mind That Ship, and Peony is now trying to make her effort. They're racing towards the final furlong and a half. Macaulay's Tavern out in front, under pressure though to see this out, and here he comes Alpha Zulu to the outside to grab the lead. Alpha Zulu goes on from Macaulay's Tavern. Majer is now beginning to get the hang of things. Peony is also running on, but it's Alpha Zulu who's out in front and will win. Alpha Zulu the winner, from Peony in second, Majer with Promise in third, then came Macaulay's Tavern back in fourth.
Well, if you took the short price on debut, you'd have been disappointed, but if you went back in again, you'll be a little bit happier that Alpha Zulu has managed to get his head in front, and he's learned plenty from his debut as well. Always well positioned under Oisin Murphy, who just raced off the quarters of Macaulay's Tavern, who took them along. And then when the question was asked, the response was fairly immediate, and Alpha Zulu has broken his maiden at the second attempt and justified his odds on favouritism in no uncertain terms. The right four, according to the market, came to the fore. Macaulay's Tavern took them into the straight. He's going to come on for this. He just has lacked for a finishing kick and a bit of fitness as well. Majer has run a blinder on debut, just took a second to wind up into top gear, but the response very much came, as it did for Peony, who weaved her way through the field and has finished off very nicely, building on that promise that she's shown at Salisbury on debut, and it looks like she's just got up for second ahead of Majer. The rest of them, there will be other races for them. I think that's a fairly hot heat for them, for some of them to be making their debuts in and taking in another race. But there was really only one horse in this, Tom, and Alpha Zulu has justified strong market support to go in a really ready winner.
Yeah, as the rain falls down, Alpha Zulu produces a very nice performance in the first time tongue tie for Oisin Murphy and James Ferguson, running past the front, running Macaulay's Tavern and clearing away for a resounding success on just second start, and once again called correctly by both here in the studio. A good night so far, and Alpha Zulu looks a promising horse himself, it has to be said. I don't think he's had to be pushed too hard really to win that one. Right, let's have a look from the start. Dave, start with you this time.
Yeah, we had well, were they the two market leaders in the end, or was Majer the second favourite? In any case, it's Macaulay's Tavern who is a little bit keen, not too bad, certainly not as keen as Hedwidgie. It's obviously a name that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a play on Hedwig from Harry Potter, but that's a bit of a stretch.
In any case, was throwing his Hedwidgie around anyway during the early stages. Yeah, Alpha Zulu has kept tabs on the leader there in second, and probably takes a step forward to win this. Obviously a really good run from Majer, who's in the yellow silks and runs green here. Looks as though he's a little bit all over the shop as to what is required, but to use that old cliche, the penny does drop inside the final furlong, and you can see the way that he runs on. Also a really pleasing return from Peony as well. I think this is probably a race about which to take a pretty positive view. The first four have finished clear of the remainder.
I'd be very encouraged, that Rach, I think, by Majer down the outside.
Yeah, definitely. He'll learn his craft next time, because the last couple of seasons it's been blatantly apparent that Archie Watson isn't getting his horses ready to go first time as much as he did when basically he had every 2-year-old winner in Christendom for the first year. When the Lingfield Barrier trials will take place, he's not preparing them the same way, so they are a little bit clueless when they come out of the stalls for the first time, and he's letting the races speak for themselves, and he's definitely figuring out. But Archie, as he's late nominated Brave Emperor, might have a runner in the Kentucky Derby, because he's going to run on Saturday in the £100,000 Cardinal Stakes, and with the horse being a late nomination as of yesterday for £6,000, if he wins that, he'll have all the points for the European Road, and he'll have a free winning year in spot for the Derby.
Lovely stuff. Very much enjoy the road to the Kentucky Derby at the moment.
It's Derby. It's Derby.
Road to the Kentucky Derby. There you go.
Yeah.
Much more like it. Alpha Zulu, really nice attitude there, I thought.
He's an absolute dude. You can tell there was obviously something was wrong down at the start. Either his cross noseband or bit moved, or his tongue tie was slightly off, because Oisin got off and he was fidgeting with something around the periphery of his mouth, and the horse was just, horses were acting up down at the start, and he's just got, he's a bit like Zoustar. He's just got a low head carriage, low shoulder, and when he's asked, he just sort of gets down and strides out. He's got a very daisy cutter action. If he ever runs on anything pretty much softer than all weather, rule him out, but very much on this and a sound surface would be his game.
Okay, Alpha Zulu the winner, 8-13 favourite, Oisin Murphy, James Ferguson, second Peony 17-2, and third Major 11-2. Let's get to Anthony with winning reaction from the winning jockey.
Thanks, Tom. Oisin joins me now. Fairly straightforward?
Yeah, really straightforward, very professional horse. He ran nicely at Newcastle first time, and he's a homebred of Sheikh Fad, so we're really thrilled by Zoustar. You know, he's a horse I think we can look forward to.
Very much so. These Zoustars, I mean, he has a very speedy pedigree. Do you see him as an out-and-out speedster, or could there be a scope for a further furlong in time?
No, this fellow's a sprinter, and, you know, I think we'd be very hopeful he can improve further.
What are you looking forward to coming up next?
Today he was the important one, but some really nice young horses coming through, and, you know, it's great to be back and riding winners, particularly in these colours.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.